Hi there. My name is Dorothy Rosen. I'm a goldsmith in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And today I'm going to talk about garnets because it is January and garnet is the birthstone for January, of course. Also it is considered the gemstone for the second wedding anniversary. So if you're looking to give a gift for the second wedding anniversary, garnet is it. So I think I almost bit off more than I can chew deciding to talk about garnets, because garnets it's a huge topic, and I'm gonna have to try to make this kind of brief. So garnet is one of the oldest kind of known and used gemstones. There were garnets found in the tombs of the pharaohs. About 5,000 years ago, garnets were in use for jewelry purposes. It was a garnet bead necklace that was found, which I just find amazing. By the way, the name garnet comes from granatum, which is the Latin word for the pomegranate seed. The arils, they actually call arils, I think. Those really glossy, shiny pomegranate seeds. They're so beautiful. My mouth is watering when I just think about it. As you know, I love food. But today we're talking about jewelry. So garnet is my bench pen is in the way here, but I wanted to be back in the studio with you today. Garnet is a wide that encompasses a whole bunch of different closely related minerals, and what makes the difference is their chemical kind of makeup. And there are two basic families, you could call them cousins. One is the basic aluminum family, and the other is the basic calcium family. And what the addition of, I don't want to bore you with the stuff, but it is fascinating. What the addition of those compounds does is, with the aluminum, you get those red and orange tones that most of us are familiar with in terms of garnets. Whereas with if there is calcium in the gem, you get more the yellow and green types of garnets that I'm going to talk about in a minute. I should say I am not a trained gemologist. I have taken gemology courses, of course, but I'm not a trained gemologist, so if I make any mistakes, please let me know. But I know a little bit. So the main I already talked about the pharaohs, and I talked about I should talk about that that there was a big Czech find in the Czech Republic, formerly Czechoslovakia, in about 1500, that really kind of popularized this gem quite a bit more. And these were the red kind of garnets. Those red ones come in orangey, come in three kind of varieties. And the most common one is the Almandine garnet, which is kind of a reddish brownish, between brown and red. It's that kind of hue. That would be the Almandine. And then the Pyrope is more of a like fiery red to purple, kind of much more. There's more to it. And then the Spessartite are the orange ones. A Spessartine, Spessarite. There's two ways people talk about it depending on who you talk to. So those are the orange hues. So definitely garnet comes in more than one color. In fact, I found out, I did not know this, but I found out that garnet even comes in like a clear and like a white clear, no color. And it also comes in a color change variety, which is incredible. Those are more recent kind of finds. But yeah, so those were the three. The Almandine, the Pyrope, and the Spessartine are the kind of more red-orange ones. And then when we get into the Grossular and Andradite, Grossular and Andradite varieties, we're now getting into the yellow and green tones. And specifically, so that's the addition of calcium in that mineral that would make that happen. And hey, let me show you some. So the Grossular, actually I'll show you the other one first. The Andradite ones are, and I have a couple here. I did bring my loupe, but it may not be, it may not work. So I don't know if you can see this. Can we get closer? They are, this is like a Demantoid garnet. The name comes from being diamond-like because they have a super high refractive index and dispersing of color, more so than diamonds actually. They are pretty intense. Now these ones, I'm going to try to show you. Let's see. Doesn't really work. Let's see if we can do this. Bear with me. Okay. Let's try this. Maybe, yeah, there you go, a little bit. I shouldn't try to do this free-handed. They are behind a plastic thing because I'm holding them up in the air, so you can't really see how sparkly they are. But these are super duper sparkly. And as opposed to, and they're a little bit softer than, that's the other thing I haven't even told you yet. This is, I gotta get the right color. I'm trying to get the light right for you. So this is the Grossular type of garnet. This specific Grossular type of garnet is called a Tsavorite. Oops, I'm touching the mic. And Tsavorite garnet is super, it's much more rare than the other ones. Highly priced for its being so close to emeralds. And in fact, when they get really, really big, they can be more expensive than emeralds. And then I'll also show you this Pyrope. We talked about Pyrope earlier. Ooh, let me see if I can get closer. The trick is to get the light right. And of course, I'm holding all this up with my hand, so can't really see it. You see I have a light here, but then the box is reflecting. I'm trying. As opposed to a rhodolite, and I haven't talked about these yet. This is a rhodolite, and they are a little bit more like purpley, and they're actually a mix of the, I'm gonna stop trying to do this. They're a mix of the Almandine and Pyrope, the rhodolite ones. Yeah, so those are some of the things about garnets. What else did I want to tell you? So the Tsavorite ones are a little harder, by the way, but they don't have the same refractive index as the Demantoid ones. God, look at the mess on my bench. Yeah, they come in different. Let me see. Is there anything else? So what makes the garnets a family, so to speak, is that they have the same crystalline structure, but they have different chemicals inside, and that's what changes them. Oh, the other thing that's really good to know about garnets is that they are not treated. So a lot of gemstones are very legitimately, not legitimately, but a lot of, or some need to be disclosed. Let's put it that way. Sorry, it is legitimate, but it needs to be disclosed. Some treatments, but garnet is generally not treated. It's how you find it on your ring, as how it came out of the earth. Oh yes, I wrote about this in my newsletter. So this is my engagement ring, which is an oh, the color is no good. It's an Adele Shafridi design. Let me see. There you go. That's a garnet. That's my own engagement ring. And then this is a ring that I just gifted to myself for Christmas. The colors again. The phone is trying to adjust the colors, and it's making everything weird. But so I wrote about this in my newsletter that I gave both my daughters. Have a garnet ring, because I think of garnet as protection in terms of lore. It is connected with passion, but also protection. So each of them have a garnet ring, and I also have a garnet ring, and each of our garnet rings are different. The gems themselves are different shapes, and it's kind of, each shape is indicative of each woman in our family. And I love the fact that all three of us are wearing a garnet ring, and we're kind of connected in that way, and also feel protected in that way. So I think I'm going to leave that. I'll say one more thing, which is a really weird thing, which I don't have an answer to. But if you do, please let me know. There are, hey, thanks. I'm getting love. There are garnet, like, finds that happen in the Thames River. There are people called mudlarks that are collecting, kind of like beachcombing, but they collect things out of the Thames River. And I actually don't know if it's Thames. Can't be Thames. The one in England. And the mudlarks find these garnet deposits, and it's a total mystery where they come from. Some thought it might have been ballast for ships coming from elsewhere. Maybe somebody lost some big garnet shipment, but then they show up in different places, so that doesn't make sense. So that's a cool little thing to know. And yes, so I actually only have, that's the other thing I was going to say, I only have 3 rings left with garnets. One is one that's not on the website, which is this tiny little, I call these birthstone or apprentice rings. It's a cabochon garnet on a simple ring. Last one left, it's a size 6.5. And, message me if you're interested in that one. It's $75. This one is a size 9 and something. It's on my website. Nice red princess cut garnet on that one. And this is actually a Tsavorite garnet on a maple leaf ring. Oh, you saw it right there for a second, that green that it does. But yeah, the side of the phone does not like adjusting the focus. Yeah, well, it's a maple leaf ring. You can almost see it better like this, where I wanted the green to indicate the kind of growing of the plant. And I have just 2 left of these. This one is the size 6. And that's it. I hope you have a great Sunday. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.